Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Voice of the Voices. We're coming to you from Anime Midwest in Rosemont, Illinois. I'm Asa Young. She's Alexis Tipton. How are you doing today, Alexis?
I am great today. How are you?
It's been a long weekend.
Yes, yeah.
So we have a couple show questions here for you, as well as other questions about the industry. What is it like working in the industry, first of all?
It's really, it's honestly a dream job. Like it's really fun. I came from a theater background, so voice acting is still very, it, it's still very projected, so to speak. Like theater acting is, meaning that it's very big. It's not subtle like film work is, but at the same time, there are certain shows where it does have to be more subtle, and certain shows where it has to be very over the top, zany, and then of course everything in between. We have a saying in the industry that we basically get paid to play because you're dubbing cartoons. Like I mean, what's more fun than that? And with anime, the situations and the circumstances, the possibilities are endless because since it's animation, you can draw and animate and CG anything. So you never know what you're getting into, and it's always really, really fun.
Okay. What was it like working on Rosario Vampire?
Rosario plus Vampire was a lot of fun. That show was the first show I worked on that had kind of a reputation going into it. It was a fairly highly anticipated show, so there was kind of some pressure riding on that. But it was a lot of fun, and I hadn't been with Funimation for very long when we did Rosario plus Vampire. I'd only been there for about 2 years, so I was still kind of new, and great learning experience. Jason Grundy directed the show. He was a blast to work with. And it was one of my first fan servicey shows, so that was a little different, but a lot of fun.
Another kind of fan servicey show you worked on, Sekirei. What
Yes.
was it like working on that?
Well, Sekirei was my first fan service show. We had dubbed that right before Rosario plus Vampire, so it kind of geared me up for some of the silly stuff in Rosario plus Vampire. In the beginning, I was kind of embarrassed because I'd never worked on anything like that before, but it kind of helped prepare me for fan service shows in the future and to just laugh and have fun and not be embarrassed and just go with it. But Sekirei, even though it's a fan service-y show, I always tell people that if you can get past the ridiculous proportions on the female bodies, it's a show with a lot of heart, and it's very fun and very funny with some drama, and so it was really fun. I enjoyed being a part of it.
Another show you worked on, Space Dandy,
Yeah.
which the second season just premiered last night.
Yep.
What is it like working on that show, considering it's simulcasted in Japan at the same exact time?
It's crazy. As far as I know, if something like this has ever been done before, it's only happened maybe one other time. I think this might be the first time it's ever happened. And so the dubbing process has just been completely different because normally, shows are out in Japan months or even years before they come over here. And so the fact that there's absolutely nothing released in Japan before it comes out over here. It wasn't even a manga. This is a completely original animation, and so it's been crazy and wonderful and extremely has a very, very quick turnaround. Meaning we don't have a whole lot of time to get things dubbed, and it's airing on network cable television, and it's very surreal, but it's been really exciting to be a part of it and to work. We always work with the Japanese when we dub shows, but we're working extremely closely with them because we're both kind of realizing the vision together, if that makes sense. And it's also nice to be able to sort of talk about it while we're dubbing it because I'm not normally allowed to do that. And another thing that's great about Space Dandy is because of the circumstances with it being a simul release, the dub versus sub war that is raging online with everything else is at an all-time low with that show because no one has anything to go off of. So all together, in terms of the bigger picture, feedback has been, and not that it's ever negative, but there's always going to be negative people, but with Space Dandy, it's nothing but positive. So that's really cool too, and it's really exciting. So.
Another pretty wacky show you worked on, Baka and Test.
Yes.
What was it like working on that?
I love working on really high energy shows like that. Baka and Test was a little difficult because I guess this was just this, I don't know why it turned out this way, but the way the animation is set and the way the characters move their mouths, for some reason, whatever studio animated that just those flaps just weren't working for the English language very well, and so it was very difficult trying to fit some of those lines. It kind of became a joke after a while. It was like, oh, the flaps are difficult. Oh, big surprise, you know. So it definitely had its unique challenges, but overall, so much fun. A lot of people that I consider to be very dear friends were in that show with me, and so that's always really fun too. Terry Doty directed the first season, and she was so much fun to work with. And yeah, again, I know it kind of sounds like I'm just repeating myself, but all these shows have been so much fun to work on.
Another show airing right now on Toonami, Attack on Titan, which has a huge fan following. What was it like working on that show?
That show, that was one of the shows where I didn't care who I was cast as, I just wanted to be in it. And so the fact that I was able to not just be in it, but have a named character, obviously not one of the bigger ones, but a named character, not just like Villager 7B or whatever, was really fun, and a character that had a bit of an arc. And Attack on Titan is just, it's so, we were talking about this at another convention recently, it's just so cinematic. Like, it's like you're watching a movie, and the soundtrack is epic, and the story is just, you know, you're just like, what, every 2 seconds, and the animation's gorgeous, and I just think that everybody who was cast as the core lead group is just phenomenal. So it's been so much fun to be a part of that, and to be a part of this show that has such a fan following is really cool too.
Now, is there anything you've recently worked on or that's recently been announced that you'd like to talk about or plug?
Oh goodness, Data Live, I believe recently came out. It's either, yeah, I think it's available to everyone now. I think
they premiered it at ACE.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Data Live came out. Apparently, Japan announced that there's a second season that they have just released in Japan, or they're about to. So hopefully, the second season will come over here. That show was really cool. I play a psychotic character named Kurumi, which was a huge departure from anything I've ever played before. So that was a lot of fun. Definitely Attack on Titan, definitely Space Dandy. Both are premiering on Toonami airing on Toonami right now. As you said, Space Dandy Season 2 just started up as of last night. Yeah, and then other stuff I can't talk about. So, yeah, it sucks.
Now, lastly, is there any way fans can follow you on any social media networks like Facebook or Twitter?
Yes, I have a Facebook fan page on. I have a personal page on Facebook, but it's private. So there's a Facebook fan page. It's called Caramel Kisses Incorporated. That's based off of an inside joke. It's run by a guy named Benjamin Oscar. So I post on the board, but I am not the admin of the board. So anytime it's posted under Caramel Kisses Inc., that is not me. Like, I post under my own name. But the best way to follow personal updates is on Twitter, which it's just Alexis Tipton, VA, as in voice actress. And I'm almost completely switched over to Twitter, so that's probably the best place for updates.
Well,
yeah.
Thank you for joining us today,
Thank you so
Alexis.
much.
It's been a pleasure.
My pleasure.
We're the Ohio guys. I'm Ansel. She's Alexis.
Ah.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.